Hi, what you're looking at here is the layout for this year's Jenny Lynn Doll Club Doll Bear and Toy Show. And it's happening this Sunday, October 27th at the Wyndham Southbury Hotel in Southbury, Connecticut. And the show is from 10 to 4. I thought it might be kind of interesting to let you see how we lay out the show. This is a big gridded space, and those blue tape lines show the dimensions of the ballroom and the ballroom foyer at the Wyndham. And then all of these little colored pieces of paper are the tables. We've even got a little key over here that tells us, you know, if it's each dealer, if they're taking 1 table, 2 tables, 3 tables, 4, and then the doll show tables. So this is kind of what it looks like. Only imagine this with full of people and lots of dolls and bears and toys and wonderful things. It'll be much more exciting than this in person on Sunday. When you come to the show, when you come in the admissions, which is about right here, it's not marked on this, but about where those scissors are, there's the doorway. And the admissions booth is here right out in the hotel lobby. You can pick up one of these programs, and on the front side it'll tell you what dealers are where, and if they've chosen to have contact information added to the program, then that'll be on there. Otherwise, if they don't have contact information here on the program and you will think you're going to need to get a hold of them later, then you'll have to ask the individual dealers. But here on the back side is the official printed version of the show layout. And so you should be able to find everything, and it's pretty easy. If you don't pick one up when you come in the door, I'll have some more in the back left corner of the show floor where we have the customer mailing list sign-ups if you'd like us to let you know about next year's show. We'll also have the door prize dolls exhibited, and you'll be able to drop in your door prize tickets. When you pay your admission, you'll be given a ticket, and if you will fill that out and take it to the back corner here, you can drop it off. And should you not have picked up a program, there'll be some back there too. So let me just give you some idea of how the show is laid out and tell you a little bit about our dealers and some of the things you're going to see. So our little imaginary people, if we're coming in the doorway there. This first booth on the left here, this is Connecticut Merchandise Liquidators, and they're going to be in booth 1. What this is it's a private estate sale. All these things in this booth belonged to a pair of collectors, and there are miniatures and collectible toys and also some other memorabilia type collectibles here. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with the dollhouse store that was in New Milford, Connecticut for years and years and years and years and years. This is the private collection that belonged to the owner of that shop. So all of these things have never really been up for sale before. They're part of a long-time private collection of over 60 years. And so there should be some great, wonderful things there. Moving down to booth 2, we have Diana Turbin. She does our show pretty much every year. She's got some great things, and she'll have some doll clothes, some handmade doll clothes. She usually has clothing for American Girls dolls. Then we have Tori Beth Radwick at booth number 3. Tori Beth is a great dealer. She's also a Jenny Lynn Club member. And for you virtual doll convention people, Tori Beth is a VDSIM member as well. Next to her, we have Diana Kitchener, also a great dealer who's done our show frequently. And then here we have Maura Hatton and Kathleen Ray. They're coming and setting up. I'm not sure exactly what they're bringing, but I'm sure it's going to be terrific. They are doing the show the first time this year for, you know, after many years away. So I'm not absolutely sure exactly what they have, but they are fantastic dealers and they're sure to have something great. Like I mentioned, this is our customer lounge area, and we'll have the silent auction doll here that you can bid on. We'll also have the door prizes on display, and you'll be able to leave off your door prize tickets. You'll be able to sign up for mailing lists back here, and there'll be a table and chairs if you just need to sit down and rest a little bit. Next we have Wendy Collins of Collins Gifts. Wendy always brings fantastic things. She's got so many wonderful stuffed animals and toys and really lovely things. She also usually has a great supply of Halloween things. Some of my favorites are the hotcakes jewelry that she carries, and that's kind of what I look for when she comes. But you'll want to stop by Wendy's. This is Linda Magura. She has, she's a private dealer. She's a doll club member, and she's got usually a great array of dolls. Some pretty early, although she's kind of got an eclectic grouping of things that she sells. Really great stuff. Then we have Kathleen McLaughlin. Kathleen's also a member of the Jenny Lang Doll Club, and Kathleen's booth is usually just full of treasures. And then we have Marilyn Rogers, another doll club member, and we're going to have to thank Marilyn because she's part of the group that is putting on our exhibit for this year. She's very knowledgeable, especially when it comes to sort of mid 20th century dolls and, well, early to mid 20th century dolls. She's got some great dolls in her own personal collection, some of which she is sharing with us at the exhibit this year, and she's got some lovely things for sale. Then we have Kathleen Tornowski. Super lovely things always. Things, I mean, she's had some gorgeous things in her booth in past years, and I'm sure she's going to, you know, have wonderful things again this year. Patricia Schenk. Some of you might know Patricia and her mother Ursula. Ursula unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago, but she was one of our all-time favorite dealers, and always had lots of lovely dolls, plus doll clothing, baby clothing, all kinds of sewing accessories for the dolls. And Patricia's got pretty much the same kind of things. Always a good booth to check out. Next we come to Richard Saxman's booth. Richard, wow, what can I say? I bought a couple of really great dolls from him. I just usually stand in his booth and kind of drool. Mostly earlier dolls, although again he carries an eclectic selection. Nothing real modern, but just for those of us who like older dolls, his booth is like one of the places to stop. Kathy Sabolas, terrific fun things. Things I remember from my childhood and growing up, and you'll just want to stop and see Kathy's display. It's always fantastic. Then we have Gay Mertz. Gay has such beautiful things. She's been in this same spot year after year, and we try to keep her there so that you guys can find her every year. Gay is also a virtual doll convention member and a real sweetheart. So any of you VDC people want to stop and say hi to Gay and see all of her wonderful creations and all of her beautiful things. Next is Doris. Doris is a member of our doll club also, and she ran the Jenny Lynn Doll Show for about 10 years. Doris has a great, again, eclectic selection of dolls. Always something worth seeing. Lots of little treasures tucked in there. She usually brings lots and lots and lots of things. Next we have Pam Limbo. You're going to get tired of me saying this, but we have a lot of dealers in our club. Pam is a member of the Jenny Lynn Doll Club, and she owns Cat's Paw. It's all the little miniature wonderful, fantastic, marvelous things that she creates. Some of my favorites are the doll jewelry. Boy, I bought so many neat pins and things from her. She also does these like terrific little stuffed cats, like the little Printworks flat pieces of fabric that you could cut and stitch from the 19th century. Well, she does them in miniature, and they are spectacular. I've got a couple in my Izana house, and I just love them. You know, there's always something wonderful to see there. She also does needle felted wool pieces, which are just outstanding, and she does make some pretty wonderful bisque dolls. I don't know if she's bringing any of those, but I bought one from her that I adore. It's just, wow. It's a really nice. So you'll want to shop and see what Pam has to offer. Then we have Shelley Smith and Sharon Friggin, Jenny Lynn members, and they have some beautiful and somewhat unusual things. Not just your run-of-the-mill dolls, which they do have that, but they will have some Christmas items. Candy containers, sometimes little baby layette sets. I mean, they find the best treasures. So you're going to want to stop and see them. Then we have Joanne Chatlis, a Jenny Lynn member, also great antique dealer, and she is bringing some wonderful, wonderful things this year. Next we have Diane Drake. For any of you that are VDC conventioneers, Diane sold at the last convention, and she's going to be selling at the next one. So if you love Diane's things online, you are just going to drool to see them in person. Next is Betty Richardson. She's been doing our show for, I want to say forever, probably not quite that long, but her things are lovely too. And then we have sort of the Wendy Collins Annex here. We have two great antique dealers that are associated with Wendy, and they are bringing, well, last year they brought some spectacular pieces, and I'm sure they'll have really, really wonderful things this year too. Then I just want to check to make sure who's who here, because I have 3 tables with 1 person apiece, and I don't want to get them out of order. Okay, we have Ray Hoban coming in from New York City and bringing dolls. This is the first time Ray has been that I can remember, so I'm not really sure exactly what he has, but his description made it sound incredibly intriguing. At number 23, we have Stephen Lamoretti, whom we affectionately call Barbie Guy at the Doll Club. I mean, he has a lovely selection of Barbies and other dolls of that era. So if you are a Barbie fan, stop by and see Stephen. At 24, we have Pastora. And Pastora is, wow. She is an amazing reborn artist. If you love reborn dolls, you will want to see hers. She's actually from Spain. She's living in the US right now. And her dolls are incredibly lifelike. They are beautiful. They just look like real babies. So, you know, if you have a fondness for reborn dolls, do stop and see her work. You're just going to be stunned. I know that many people love them. My own mom was kind of fascinated by reborn dolls. And I don't know if you guys know this, but reborn dolls have proven to be very helpful with Alzheimer's patients, because it reminds them of caring for their own children, and it's very helpful and improves their quality of life quite a bit. So this is an amazing artist with all of these dolls that are not only beautiful, but, you know, are actually extremely helpful for elderly people. Then we have Paula Clayton, who Evelyn Phillips dolls. Her dolls are, wow, so cool, so great. Again, more earlier, like early 20th century, late 19th century, just gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful things. I hear that she has recently bought a large collection, so I'm sure she's going to have a lot of new, fantastic things to show us, and always something to look forward to. And then rounding out the show floor is Joy Keller from Special Joys. She has a bed and breakfast and a doll shop here in Connecticut. Her things, wow. Again, I'm saying this a lot, but really, we have the best dealers at our show. Joy's dolls are spectacular. They're always wonderful. Last year, if money was not an issue, I could have bought like half a dozen things from her, just because they were so many wonderful choices, and I'm sure she's going to have just interesting, beautiful dolls. Again, sort of earlier dolls, some chinas usually, some bisques. She does have a good selection. At least last year, I can think of quite a few different eras of dolls and things that she had. So if we go out here through any of these doors, these are little doorways here. You can't tell that, but there are doorways in between all of these spaces. And now I'll spill you out here to the foyer. Now here is where we have the make and take craft tables, where we're going to have crafting sessions at 11 and 1 for you to make really pretty but easy, it's quick to make Jean Norquist ornaments that are doll sized. So pretty, you guys. The cost is very minimal. We will have glue and scissors. We're asked, that's $7.50 per ornament, and that is just the retail price of Jean's things. But we'll have somebody to help you put those together if you need a little help, and supply all the stuff, and you can sit down and chat with your friends, make friends at the tables, and rest a little bit and create something wonderful. Then we have our raffle tables. We've got a great selection and a lot of dolls and assorted doll and toy and collectible things here in the raffle this year. So you want to stop by. The tickets are cheap and the things are amazing. Here we've got the doll hospital and appraisals. So this is where you want to head over to if your dolls have a little boo-boo and need a little something, a little help along the way. You want to see Pam Conboy, our doll doctor, and she's also doing appraisals. It's $5 per doll if you would like to have an appraisal done. Here's the special exhibit, which is across from the doll doctors, and the exhibit this year is 200 years of dolls in original clothing. We've got over 100 dolls in this exhibit. It's going to be just special, very special. We're starting with a late 18th century wooden and going right through current times with the little LOL dolls owned by our youngest junior member in training. So we've got pretty much everything covered. All of the dolls shown are going to be in their original clothing. So you're going to get a great view of fashion down through the last 2 centuries. And it's just going to give you a really fun, eclectic look at doll collecting. And all of these dolls have been loaned to us by Jenny Lynn Doll Club members. So we have to say a special thank you to the members for offering to do that for us. Over here we have our junior collectors table and our United Federation of Doll Clubs information table. The junior collectors table is for anybody at the show, 21 and under. They can stop by, and as long as we have some, they can pick up a free collectible doll and a free pin that says doll collector, and it'll start you on your way to building your collection. And those dolls there's no charge. As long as we don't run out, you're welcome to choose one per person, $1 and one pin for those 21 and under. And then back here in the corner is the dealer check-in table. This will be manned at all times if you need to find a Jenny Lind person, if like you have a lost and found item or something like that, you can always bring it back here to the dealer check-in table, which it'll be, you know, there'll be somebody there throughout the show. So if you need to contact a Jenny Lind member, this is where you can find one easily, because they aren't allowed to leave that table. They're sort of captive. So that kind of gives you a view of this year's show, and I hope to see a lot of you there. Again, Sunday, the 27th, 10 to 4 at the Wyndham Southbury Hotel in Southbury, Connecticut. And it's supposed to be kind of a rainy day. We are there, rain or shine. And since you can't be out and about looking at the leaves or picking apples at the orchard or even cleaning up your yard, why, you know, you don't have to feel guilty. You can come shop guilt-free and have a fun afternoon indoors and enjoy all these wonderful things. So we hope to see you there. Bye-bye.